Again, I said this on a recent pod. I have never met anybody turning their life around because of rocks. I met few people that turn their life around because of Jesus. That wanted to get a better job, that wanted to get a better house, that just basically wanted to turn their whole life into a whole 180. Never met somebody that said these rocks healed me from this hospital bed. I heard people say that about Jesus. Never heard about it with spiritual rocks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's get started.
What is up today, guys? I'm your host, Real Talk with K.M.B. Of course, you know we don't talk about real stuff but before we do that, again, a little more announcement that I gotta make. So let's get right into it. What is up here today, guys? I'm your host, K.M.B. As K.M.B. just said, as Real Talk with K.M.B. just said, I'm K.M.B. What's up? Too many K.M.Bs on this segment. Okay, but before we get started on this pod, before we get started about talking about witchcraft, I gotta say this. I talked about be careful on the music that you listen to, because it's like it's secular music and stuff like that, and you're like worshiping it to it. You're not thinking about that, but you are thinking about that. And again, I still have a bad habit of it. I feel like I'm getting a lot better. But before I say anything, recently I just got myself baptized. Honestly, do it, bro. If you're following faith, get baptized. It changes your whole mindset throughout your journey in your faith, dude. Like, you'll just have like a different mindset, dude. You'll feel like a whole different new person. Trust me. And also too, and I got baptized as a baby, okay? I got rebaptized. It's a whole different when you're in an adult or just older in general and you actually know what you're doing. And also too, before I get on to the video, I have to apologize for my old lyrics that I used to say back when I used to make rap music. As I talked about on my pod before that, I used to try to be a rapper. I dropped a few songs, and I'm very thankful that they didn't blow up as I wish they did. Yeah, and God had different plans for me, okay? I tried vlogging, I tried all that, dude. Okay? Maybe vlogging wasn't like too bad. There was some stuff that I did vlogging that, as again in my past, we all have a testimony. But still, especially listening to the rap lyrics that I said, I disrespected a lot of women on those lyrics, and I want to apologize for it. No, they're not public anymore. No, a lot of people didn't talk about it, but still, I'm disgusted about myself that I put those lyrics, I wrote those lyrics, I made a song about it, that I did that. So I do gotta apologize for my past self, for my mistakes in my past, because that's what us as Christians do. We apologize, we ask for forgiveness. And again, I know a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about, but I just gotta say it. I gotta get it off my chest, because I did what I hate on now. So, yeah. Let's get into the video. So, a lot of people wondering what we're talking about today. I'm just joking. I'm guessing by the announcement that you know what we're going to talk about. Today, we are going to talk about witchcraft. Witchcraft is everywhere, bro. Especially when you become farther in your faith, dude. You start noticing things that don't click to you anymore. That you're just like, dude, that's the devil right there, bro. That's worshiping the devil. That's satanic. Good for you for starting noticing that stuff, okay? It's not what TV makes it out to be and say you got a demon in you. You need some holy water. No, it's not like that as a Christian. You say to yourself like, nah, bro, like I'm good, dude. Like that's the kind of stuff like I don't mess with. Like I don't mess with haunted houses anymore, dude. It's not that I'm scared of haunted houses, bro. I'll literally walk in and yeah, maybe a jump scare might startle me and stuff like that, but no, I've never been the type of person to run out of a haunted house. I've never been the type of person to not have no balls to go into a haunted house, bro. I went into haunted houses, especially as a kid. I used to like mock the chainsaw guy, as I said it before in the Halloween special. I think I did. I don't know. But like I said, a lot of stuff that I was all right with growing up as a kid, it never occurred to me that, like, dang, dude, that's witchcraft. That has nothing to do with my religion and stuff like that. And today I'm gonna talk about that stuff that I was into, stuff that I was okay with, all that, dude. Because again, truly, I didn't have a Christian mentor to tell me that kind of stuff was not okay. I didn't have no, like, it, to me, that this witchcraft stuff is very normalized to a lot of people. A lot of people don't realize that this has nothing to do with your religion. This has nothing to do with your beliefs. It's going the total opposite route of it. It's crazy how normalized it is. It's crazy that more witchcraft stuff is more normalized than, say, at a Christian event. You know, like, it's, or not a Christian event. I mean, like, out in public when someone's preaching about Jesus, you know, people will fully, like, just turn their heads and walk away. But yeah, when someone is, spoiler, when someone's like a fortune teller kind of thing, you know, people are lined up because they want to know about their future and stuff like that. Only God has a plan for your future. That's facts. Alright, but let's get on to the video. First thing that I'm going to talk about that everybody, let's be honest, everybody was once into, most likely. And everybody till this day is still into it. It's always a trend. You always want to know what your thing is. It's called zodiacs, okay? A whole bunch of people are still into this kind of stuff, okay? This is the kind of stuff that for me is very difficult to have discussions with people about. Cause me personally, I'm not gonna say like I was deep into it. I was not a, oh, the horoscope, oh, the stars aligning with the moon, or however horoscope thing works. But I'll admit it, you know, I am a Leo, or if those things do exist, you know. But I am a Leo, and you know there was descriptions like, oh shoot, yeah, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I do, yeah, I had that habit, yada yada yada. Oh yeah, I'm a fire sign. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you know, kind of agree to it or whatever, and then you start picking up on it. So say someone's a Cancer, and then they're like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm yada yada yada. But yeah, if you're a Scorpio, you still think the same thing, like, oh, I'm so this, I'm so that, like. It's technically like I think about it especially like this. I'm a Leo and I know someone that is a Leo also. We have total different personalities, right? So how are we the same zodiac, and how is it saying that we have the same exact personalities? We're both this, we're both that. Like, this is the kind of stuff that is like that doesn't match right to me. That, like, how are you gonna say these signs are describing on who you are? Aren't they saying that everybody's the same person basically because they have the same zodiac as you? Where in my opinion, in Christianity, that God made you for who you are, and a lot of your personality comes from the way how you were raised. You have to think that you go to Jesus, okay? Yeah, Jesus is always with you, but Jesus doesn't really like fully come to you. You have to go to Jesus. You have to follow Jesus. Okay, zodiacs is just something that you read off of online or whatever, and you think you are those personalities. And again, okay, guys, this is not me making fun of people that are into zodiacs. This is not me like dissing on people that are into zodiacs. I'm just saying this stuff just doesn't fit right with me. And I'll admit it, you know, as a Christian, I know some people that make fun of these people that are into this kind of stuff. And I'm just giving everybody the heads up that you have to be careful on what to say. And it's very difficult for me to. For not to say, not get into an argument about this kind of stuff, because again, it's very opposite from Christianity. Next thing that we're gonna talk about is jack-o'-lanterns. Since we're around October, or since we're in October, I mean, jack-o'-lanterns is a big thing. You know, as a kid, you know, let's be honest, we all carved pumpkins, but truthfully, do you actually know what carving pumpkins means and stands for? You technically light up the candle on Halloween night to have the evil spirits not come to your house. Um, a lot of parents, I bet, don't know that's actually, that represents what jack-o'-lanterns actually are. A lot of people think it's just for decoration and stuff like that, and you may just do that for decoration, which I don't know if I should say I support it. I don't know if I should say I don't care. I'm just saying be careful on what you do with those jack-o'-lanterns. Or I don't know how to put it. Just be careful, okay? Like, actually know the meaning behind stuff before you do it or put it up. Just like I said, in Halloween in general, with skeletons and graves and all that, like, technically you're supporting the dead. I don't. The dark stuff, I don't know, let's not get on that, but let's just say jack-o'-lanterns is to put away evil spirits, and that has nothing to do with Christianity. Today we are going to talk about people believing in rocks, like spiritual rocks, and they think that if you rub against a rock, I don't know. I don't know the whole meaning behind this kind of stuff. I didn't look too into it, but again, I know some Christians that make fun of this thing. Again, you have to be careful on what you say and what you do as a Christian. And yes, Jesus did have a sense of humor, but us mocking these people that have a different religion than us, it's kind of going against us as Christians. Because I feel bad. I can't believe people do this, but people can, I'm not saying easily make fun of us as Christians, but judge us as Christians easily too. They can say that, oh, how are you like believing in somebody that died for your sins even though you never witnessed it with your own eyes? Oh, how are you talking to something that you don't even know if it's there or not? People can easily make fun of us for that. That is why you need to be careful on making fun of these people. To me personally, that you shouldn't make fun of these people. You should straight up tell those people that kind of stuff is not okay. That kind of stuff does not work. I'm telling you, like, I said this on a recent pod, I have never met anybody turning their life around because of rocks. I met few people that turned their life around because of Jesus. That wanted to get a better job, that wanted to get a better house, that just basically wanted to turn their whole life into a whole 180. Never met somebody that said these rocks healed me from this hospital bed. I heard people say that about Jesus. Never heard about it with spiritual rocks. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, I think it's a lot of believing in witchcraft. I think it has a lot to do with satanic stuff. I believe there's even rituals with this kind of stuff. I'm not 100%, like I said, I don't know much about these spiritual rocks. I just know it's opposite of Christianity. So again, us as Christians, they just straight up tell them who's the Lord and Savior, who makes miracles happen. Today we're going to talk about magic. Magic as a kid, dude, like, I thought magic was the coolest thing as a kid, right? I thought the wizard wands and Wizard's Way of Place was the coolest thing. I thought magicians. I thought, I didn't watch Harry Potter growing up, but let's be honest, a bunch of people are into like the Hogwarts thing and all that. Magic stuff is everywhere on TV. That's the hard part. Us as Christians, should we support this magic stuff? Because again, there's nowhere in the Bible that this whole magic stuff exists. Like, there's even a such thing as dark magic too. I think it's even crazier. Let's talk about this real fast. Sorry, a whole change of subject. But I still can't believe back in the day up in Salem, with Salem witch trials, It blows my mind that these people actually thought these women were witches, and they used to drown these women because they thought they were witches. The fact that people actually did that. And do you know that no woman ever survived because there's no such thing as witches? Like that right there just blows my mind. I had to get that one on my chest. But still, back to the magic thing. To me personally, magic has nothing to do with Christianity. I would stay away from it. Not I know I think we're a little too old to believe in magic and stuff like that, but still, even just like watching stuff, and like I used to, dude, I used to be a huge fan of Wizards of Waverly Place growing up. Okay, and I know people are gonna say Selena Gomez is a Christian. I air quote that because there's just some questionable things. David Henry apparently claimed himself as a Christian. I don't live with these people. Okay, I don't know if they're Christians or not. And yes, us Christians do slip up and we say things or do things that, okay, like I I don't know, but like I said, to me, magic has nothing to do with Jesus. And me personally is, I would just be careful on what you watch. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Again, being a magician, so a lot of magicians are just scammers and just want money. Um, yeah, it's not. That's why I'm just gonna say fortune tellers. Fortune tellers, in my opinion, goes a whole lot against Christianity. As I said it before, it's this person that's literally telling you about your future. Again, only God knows about your future. There is very spiritual things in fortune telling, and there's even a death card too. Like, come on, guys. Like, that doesn't represent evil. I don't know what does. Um, yeah. So I would be careful on those, or even dating somebody that's into that kind of stuff or wants to do that kind of stuff. Like, just stay away, dude. The whole crystal balling and seeing the future, and yeah, it's just, again, just trust on God's timing. Okay, you don't need to know about the future. Only God knows. You just gotta wait and pray. All right, but this is the end of the pod. Thank you guys for listening. I won't drop a pod next week. But I will talk about sports in November, so stay tuned in that. But thank you guys for tuning in. I support you guys. God bless you all. Have a good day.